My name's Mark with markurich.com, spelled Y-U-R-I-K. All right, and today I'm going to recommend a hosting provider for your new online startup or your new online store, okay? And I'm going to give you reasons why, all right? But first, I want you to know, well, how am I qualified to give you this type of knowledge, okay, or recommendation? Well, number one, had a website, first website up back in 1998. So I've been through a lot of hosting providers since then, and a lot of them are big names. But I'm going to tell you real quick what went wrong with them, and then I'm going to tell you why I have not had a problem with this host since, the last 7-8 years, okay? And I'll give you then reasons why this is the best hosting provider out there. All right. Well, over time, one host that we utilized brought in an admin to do some changes, okay, and the domain disappeared. Woo! Okay, so they actually transferred the domain, and the host wasn't able to help get the domain back, saying, hey, sorry. And I'm like going, really? That ain't cool. So that was a real setback, losing a domain name because we weren't protected. And then we went, and another one said, well, we'll take care of it. We'll build your site for you. We'll host it for you. And so they did that. And then like a year later, we go, well, hey, let's bring this in-house, and we'll go ahead and add our own content and take care of the presence ourselves. And they said, no, you can't do that. And we're like, what do you mean? They go, because that's not your content. How could that not be our content? I mean, that is our content. And they said, no, it's on our server, and we put it up. So if you want that back, you can't have that back unless you keep paying us. So that wasn't cool. All right. So as time went on, tried another big name host. And, they offered like 5 or 10 page websites, things like that. And they finally got a little, better over time. But the one thing about that company is 2-3 times a week you got like, hey, upsell. It was just a distraction, a constant distraction. It's like, leave us alone. We just want a reliable host. We just want to concentrate on building up our web presence, okay? So we didn't want all that spam or those upsells and constant like, hey, look what we got. Look what we got for you. Look what we got for you, right? And then back in like 7-8 years ago, stumbled onto this Bluehost, right? And it's like, whoa, what a breath of fresh air, right? Okay, so why Bluehost? Well, number one, they've been around since 1996. And what does that mean? Well, that means they have credibility, okay? They've been around for well over 20 years. And logarithms or search, I'm not saying I know what those billion bits of code that are determined to figure out rankings and logarithms, but I'm just saying a good, credible, solid, secure host is something that I'm sure search may consider, when ranking. So the reliability or the credibility was there. And then second, this host is reliable, which means they're rated as a 99.99% uptime. So that means you're able to concentrate on your web presence and business and not have to worry about your site going down, right? Your site is up 99.9% of the time. Now, how good is that, right? Now, at the same time, here, they also offer, like most, hey, get your domain name right here, right from the host, so that way, and that's what you want to do first or you want to choose your domain at the hosting company you want. So I'm recommending you choose your domain name here. That way you're not having to do all that technical stuff of transferring your domain names away from one hosting provider to another. So you can get your domain right there at Bluehost, and everything's great. Okay, now, why else? I mean, it's just a great option to use, okay? One of the best hosting out there for you. Well, you can see they're ranked #1 by WordPress.org, okay, which is says a lot because WordPress is like pretty powerful out there. They had to do a logarithm update just to try to level the playing field from the WordPress themes that were being placed online, stuff like that. Okay, but what's really cool is you get one of these, a free SSL certificate. Whoa! And what does that mean? Well, it's in July of 2018, a logarithm update came along that said you must have a HTTPS or SSL certificate if you want to be listed. Now, I don't know how to read that, but I would say, well, you're not HTTPS and you're not a secure site. Are you going to disappear or be put on the last page of search? Are you going to lose your rankings? Well, maybe that's what that means. So Bluehost is going to give you a free SSL certificate. Now, how cool is that, right? That means you're going to have that little green icon like you see up there. Show you that on your site. Now, what else is cool about Bluehost is, all right, when you first start out, you might not have, a war chest, ready to go out there and start spending money, right? So they start off, let's go like right here. They're going to give you a shared web hosting thing. So what's also nice is you may scale over time your business, online store, stuff like that, by starting out small, right? And then as you're building it up and you're increasing traffic, you can scale it. And by that, okay, let's take a look right here, shared web hosting, okay? Look at this, this is an introductory offer, and I recommend at least getting the $5.95 one a month. And here you're going to get unlimited websites, unmetered bandwidth, you're going to get your free SSL, unlimited park domains. Let's say you're buying domains and you want to just keep them stashed, right? You can do that. And look, you're also going to get a couple $100 in free goodies, all right? So this is a shared server, and that just means you're sharing a server with other smaller web startups, things like that. Because if you start getting bigger, they're going to want to move you into a better, more powerful server, and you're going to want to do that too. Let's say you start getting, like, say, 1,000, 2,000 hits a month, whoa, or even more than that. Then what you want to do is you just jump right up in here to VPS hosting server, and that's like a virtual private server. And that means that's all your resources right there just for you. You're not sharing it, okay? Sure, it goes up a little bit, from 5 to 19 something a month, but look at the extra speeds you're getting. Plus, you're getting an SSD drive. And you may go like, well, what's an SSD drive? Well, SSD means solid state drive, okay? And that means, like, not long ago, you had these little things spinning on a disk in a server, like, where is that? Trying to find it, right? Where a solid state drive has no moving parts. And when you have no moving parts, you get some crazy, crazy speed, okay? So that's another important benefit you're getting from Bluehost is once you're growing and you start getting into these higher-end type of servers, you're going to get the speed. You're going to get speed out there that's going to load your site and your resources and stuff like that faster. And what that means is we know, or you may not, or you may do know that search considers page load timings, and I can't say I know what the algorithm code is, but we know that's something that's maybe considered, right? So if your site's loading faster versus this site here, who's going to get the benefit of the doubt? Most likely you, because you're loading a lot faster. So not only is it scalable, you get the custom, you get the SSL secure certificate for free, okay, and then you can upgrade as you move along. Now, what else? I would say that the best thing about Bluehost is their customer support, which means that when you call them, you get a human. All right. Now, how rare is that nowadays, right? To get a human on the phone. But the best part is, okay, let me show you this real quick, and then you'll understand why it's the best part. Let's say we go back, and once you get your domain right here, well, hold on. Let's say once you get your domain right here and you're hooked up, and then you go over to your control panel, right? It's going to be like, whoa, this is a little scary, right? I know, but all you need to do is you just click this and boom, you install your WordPress. You'll have the generic WordPress right there ready to go. And then you can just upload a theme and switch it. You'll have your control panel ready to go where you log in on your dashboard. And then right here, boom, you go to email and you go email manager, and boom, you set up like info at your domain, or maybe your name at yourdomain.com, right? So you can set up your emails. All right. So I know this is scary, but guess what? I never got involved in like all this crazy stuff like spam hammer and all this stuff, FTPs, and oh my gosh, what I did was I would use their customer service 24/7. So once the site was set up, and then once the emails were hooked up, and I'll show you in a class that I teach that how to tie those all into a single database, but the 24/7 support is worth it alone. And why is that? Well, okay, I wanted to back up when I first started out, like using Bluehost and a new drag and drop theme. I wanted to back it up just in case, right? Something happened, all right? So what they did is I called them on the phone, and they walked me through that scary looking dashboard, and they told me how to back up the site, and they were patient on the phone while that happened. And then it was done, and they said, hey, is there anything else we could do for you? Whoa, now how cool is that, right? And then, a couple weeks, 3-4 weeks later, oh no, this was not rendering. This certain type of icon wasn't rendering on the web presence. So I called them up, and right away they were able to solve my problem. So these guys and gals at Bluehost are very smart, and they're experts, and they'll be able to help you. So you're getting the reliability, you get the credibility, you get the security with the SSL certificate. You can upgrade to crazy fast speed, right? And you get the support. That's all right there. And they're not, hey, knocking on your door like every 2 days. Hey, we got this. You want to buy this? You're like, come on, man. Just let me build my web presence. So they sort of sit in the background, and then occasionally, they'll hit you up when something comes along. But other than that, it's been a worry-free experience, and I've experienced great results from using Bluehost, and I continue to do so. So I use them, I love them, and I recommend that you use Bluehost because I personally think that they're the #1 hosting provider out there, okay? Now, as a disclaimer, I want you to know that I am an affiliate for Bluehost, okay? And that means if you choose the link underneath this video, okay, and you go to the web presence, I'll get a little commission from referring you there. However, it's not going to change the pricing at all. At the same time, just so you're aware, that all these other providing hosts, they have affiliate options, but I'm not going to recommend those sites because I've been on them. I've used them and I wasn't happy. So I'm recommending what I use, what's easy, what's reliable, and what gets the job done, and with little or no worry. And like I say, if you want peace of mind, this is the host for you. So go ahead and choose the link if you want to give me a little karma, little juju there, because you feed my family, keep creating these videos, and you want to feed your family too and get online. So if you like this, then go ahead and subscribe below, thumbs up, thumbs down. Hey, tell me what you think. Until then, go ahead and check out Bluehost, and I'm sure you're going to be more than satisfied. All right, until I see you next time, have a good one. See you online. Bye-bye.